Another highly questionable week brings us another highly questionable co-host upon our shores. What do you like on the show today, Izzy Gutierrez?
Terry Rozier making headlines with his mouth makes me realize how badly I want LeBron in the finals.
Dale, papi.
How should the Rutgers player feel after Mike D'Antoni called them soft?
If the Warriors had not scored at all in the fourth quarter, they still would have had 3 more points than the Rockets. If the Rockets had made 13 more threes, they still would have lost. Let's check in with D'Antoni after the game.
We didn't switch up into people. We didn't box off. It's just, one thing led to another. Played soft, actually. I mean, you can't do that with these guys. These guys are good. And we still might not have won. Of course, you got to play well. We didn't make shots early. We turned it over. I mean, it was not a very good game. We're going to have to play a lot better on Tuesday.
I do love the idea of Mike D'Antoni going through his list after the game and saying, no, I have to be a little harder than that. I can't blame the refs after losing by 40. I'm going to go with soft, and it's going to blow people's minds because my teams already have the reputation for being soft. Now I know my team will respond. It's just really funny. By the way, if he wanted to announce that his team was soft, it's too late. P.J. Tucker did it when he showed up in a fuchsia outfit that he got from a Sears catalog or something like that. But when it comes to the postseason, the Golden State Warriors, this is what a dynasty looks like. When you get to a point during the regular season where they're bored or they're tired or there's injuries involved and maybe they don't care about winning 60, 65, 70 wins, you get to the postseason and you realize, wow, the team with the MVP and another all-time great and an all-time great offense, still not good enough. This team's going to dominate for as long as they're together.
The Warriors have won 16 straight home playoff games by an average of 17 points. The Rockets missed a bunch of dunks and layups in that game. They chose a terrible time to have their worst game of the season. In these playoffs, they have not scored fewer than 100 points until last night when they scored 85. James Harden was totally useless on defense. He's always soft on defense. When Chris Paul and James Harden play like that, they don't have any kind of chance. Even if James Harden and Chris Paul play at maximum efficiency, they still don't have much of a chance in this series because they got to win games in Golden State, and they're not going to be able to do it.
Do you hear what Mike D'Antoni said on the bench in the third quarter?
What's that?
Steph Curry's back. Oh,
He didn't say that in Wired for Sound, but he thought it. He thought it.
Do you buy Terry Rozier's logic that it was good for the Celtics to get their butts kicked?
When teams lose, they have to say something. So D'Antoni says his team is soft, and Terry Rozier tells you they needed this because Terry Rozier was somehow overconfident against LeBron James. Think about that for a second, that the Boston Celtics needed a reminder that the greatest basketball player on earth might be able to dismantle them the way that he did. He has to say something to explain away their loss, and it's easier for him to choose this than it is to say, man, LeBron James kind of controlled everything about that game in a desperate situation.
Or it's a lot easier than saying, hey, we're not very good on the road in the playoffs. We're a team that really needs that home court advantage, and we're going to use every single one of those to get to the NBA Finals. That's what Terry Rozier should be saying. Instead, he's saying this. The real reminder here was that the Cavaliers have to play faster to compete. They have to put in the effort that it takes to keep up with this team, this Boston team physically, and then LeBron just kind of takes over. On the road, they weren't playing nearly as fast. Now they are. It doesn't mean that they want more pace necessarily. They just know that that's the way you have to play in order to get these open shots. Imagine LeBron James coming at you at a normal speed and then coming at you 5 times faster than that. It's a lot scarier to deal with.
Oh, you know who had a sign of relief after that game?
Who's that?
Adam Silver was saying, oh, they won one, you know. Woo, I was worried about getting swept, the Cavaliers, And that way, all that money coming in, I mean, LeBron is not going to the finals. It's really going to hurt the NBA. But now he's happy. Right. He's really happy now.
Seriously, though, think about the letdown if you go from Warriors-Rockets to Warriors-Celtics. No offense, but a little bit of offense.
My father was at a bar Saturday night. He went just to see LeBron James lose, and at halftime, he sprinted out. They had to chase him into the parking lot. He forgot to pay the check.
What do you make of Juanito Football saying the CFL is not just a pit stop for him?
Johnny Football has been saying the right things for a long time. He wants to get back into the NFL, and the only way to do that is to go through the dark alleys in Canada to get there because he doesn't have any other options unless he wants to choose the Arena League. Of course he wants to get back to the NFL, but the style of play that he plays will be perfectly suited for the Canadian Football League, and because they've got the wider field, because it's a wide open style of play, people will find out out, for better or worse, whether or not he can quarterback. They'll learn it watching him in this league.
You would assume it's a PR stunt. You would assume it's him saying more of the right things. But what I hope it is him actually embracing this idea of starring in this league. Like you said, seems suited for him. And the idea of him coming back into the NFL, it seems like that game is over for him. He doesn't seem like he has the athleticism, the ability to do it. And now that if he goes to the CFL and succeeds, go ahead and be the Stephon Marbury of the CFL, if you will. Succeed there. And then, you know, if you make a career of that, then that's fine. But coming back to the NFL at this point, when you sat around for 4 or 5 years, don't really probably have that same athleticism, not ideal.
I do understand, though, why he thinks he could take the Doug Flutie route into the NFL. You've got a lot of teams in that league who need some kind of quarterback, some kind of hope, some kind of name to sell to their audience. And if Johnny Manziel can do Flutie-like things in the CFL, I don't think it's preposterous to think he could get back to the NFL in some sort of capacity.
You know, there is light at the end of the tunnel. When he comes out at the other end, he's going to be on the Juanito football choo-choo train. Choo-choo!
Oh, look
choo,
out.
choo,
Here it comes. Look at it. Look at it. Yeah,
choo,
there it is. Look at that. Right. Okay.
Choo-choo!
Let's go. Journalism, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing journalism here every day. 4:30 Eastern on ESPN.
Choo-choo!
I mean, it is fun.
Choo-choo! All aboard!
All aboard!
Come on.
All aboard! There's plenty of vacancy. All
That's right.
aboard!
Does it diminish the Stanley Cup playoff if the Golden Knights win the Cup in their first year?
Really? The fifth story in the show, maybe the most amazing sports story any of us have ever seen. A team that didn't have players 11 months ago has made it to the Stanley Cup Finals. A team whose owner said, you know, we're just trying not to lose by 5 or 6 goals a game, is sitting here playing for the cup. No, it doesn't diminish it. It is the single most spectacular thing I have seen from a team in the history of sports. The idea that the expansion Vegas Knights, there's nothing more surprising than the expansion Vegas Knights that expected to compete in 5 or 6 years, making it this far. It's crazy.
And yet, we're going to turn it into a negative story.
That's right.
It's terrible for the NHL. There are NHL fans sitting around the country saying, no, this game's way too easy now. I'm going to go watch something else. Psh, golf, here I come. Like, I think it's hilarious. Not only is this great for the sport, it's great for that particular fan base. I can't imagine being anybody under the age of 30 going into that team and that fan base and saying, hey, this is amazing. This is something that keeps me locked in for the rest of my life, because in their first year, they're making a run to the finals and potentially winning the whole thing. I mean, this just doesn't happen.
It also allows us to laugh at Canada because they knocked out the last Canadian team, and now Canada is going to watch the finals, and they may be in a situation where Ovechkin is eliminated. Vegas is still there against Tampa. Nothing but sand around the ice.
Sands and strip clubs, don't forget
Oh,
that.
I'm sorry. I forgot that. Sand and strip club.
That's right.
Sorry, Bob.
It always comes up when you mention Tampa.
Should the Patriots be concerned that Tom Brady has not shown up for OTAs?
My father's getting so good at this that he no-looks at the end of questions because he is so fluent in reading them. Tom Brady not being there doesn't matter in any meaningful way, except for us to be able to chew on as a storyline. Quarterbacks do not do this, and this quarterback has never been somebody who hasn't been willing to be the good soldier. The idea that he and Gronk are so upset about their doctor, who's not a doctor, being banned from the facility that they would make this public distraction for a team that hates distractions is interesting, if nothing else. I don't think it affects the huddle or the result, but it is interesting that this guy would choose at midlife to finally find his voice and say, no, I have power. I'm Tom Brady.
Like, what exactly would we be concerned about? Is Tom Brady forgetting how to play football because he's not going to the OTAs? Is he going to demand a trade because he's not going to the OTAs? I do believe that he feels like he needs to be rejuvenated some. He needs to be refreshed toward the end of the season. This is what he says. The less amount of work he puts in that's unnecessary at this point, maybe he'll feel a little bit better. He's in his 40s at this point, so you would understand if that's the case. Now, the power struggle really is what we want to see. I just don't think anything's going to come out of it because Tom Brady or Bill Belichick will let something negative come out of it. It's just them doing it behind the scenes.
Well, I know what is happening now. They don't have a leader in that team, you know. Nobody pays attention to this guy Belly anymore, you know. But when Danny Amendola was there, everybody follows him. Everybody follows him no matter where he went. He was the leader of that team. Buddy, I'm telling you, it wasn't Brady, it wasn't Gronkowski, it was that guy, Danny Amendola. Do you hear what I said, Danny? That's right. Am I right? Am I right?
Okay, I mean,
That's right. Yeah,
my father
that's
has
right.
got a little bit of bias and that he keeps Danny in his pocket. Other than that, though, He's journalistically objective.
A little bit.
See you later, Danny.
Okay, see you later, Danny.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
Got a nice. Look at that. He's got a chin.
Yes! I mean, a chin. That caught him flush under the nose.
Oh, you can't take a pitch.
Oh, you can't take the pitch.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God. Look, what do you...
My Son's TV show is brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Liberty stands with you. Time to play the game that lacks empathy. Do you question?
You give us topics and events, we question.
Do you question if Charles Barkley is a big chicken?
Okay, Poppy, let's revisit. Look at how funny he is he finds that. Let's revisit some of the history between Charles and Draymond Green. Here's Charles first.
American Express halftime report. I really do. I just want to punch him in the face. You don't like Draymond? Yo, Jay in Atlanta. I want to punch him in the face. Why you like Draymond? I'm just telling you, I want to punch his ass in the face. I do.
A lot of guys talk on TV, stand behind a microphone and a TV screen. Fact of the matter is, if you feel that strongly about something, he's seen me a million times. If he feel that strongly about it, then punch me in my face when you see me. If you're not going to punch me in my face when you see me, then shut up.
Barkley walked that back a little bit, but Kevin Durant brought it up again during their conversation last night.
Is Draymond Green as annoying in person as he is on television?
Annoying to who?
You should go talk to him downstairs.
Yeah, I'm saying,
is he annoying? I mean, you're around him every day. He's annoying on television.
what annoys you about Draymond?
He gonna apologize to him.
Yeah, I mean, downstairs. You can go ask.
Yeah, go ask him, man.
Hey, can I ask him? Let the man answer the question.
He's not annoying to him.
You might run down, but you're going to walk back, Cletus. Go on down there. Go on down there, bro.
You talk like it's 1988, brother. It's not, man. You ain't the same Charles Barkley, man. Nobody's scared of you.
Leave them people alone, Chuck. Leave them people alone. Now.
Charles was not prepared for the answer to that question. I mean, it is true. He is in the same building as him. These guys are on the floor before the game within feet of Draymond Green. He could walk right up to him and have a conversation with him. He's clearly annoyed by Draymond Green, but clearly way too chicken to go confront him.
I will say something, though, because there is a guy on that set who has approached me when he's unhappy with me, and I have retreated. Shaquille O'Neal threatens to punch you in the face. My guess is that might be received a little bit differently.
By the way, I don't believe that Draymond Green will necessarily win a fight between those two. I mean, Charles is a big man.
You're not sure about that? Charles is damn near 60 years old.
Do you want to see my Charles Barkley impersonation?
You do one of those. I mean, you don't want to get hit with one of those, though. You don't want to get hit with one of those.
Do you question if this was an impressive left hook?
Do you want to see someone get jacked? This is Badou Jack. He's in the gold and blue trunks. Look at this.
Stevenson, that lands on Badou Jack. 1:45 left in the fight, and the referee.
Oh, that was an impressive left hook.
Oh, that ref's got a nice... Look at that. He's got a chin.
Yes! I mean, a chin. That caught him flush under the nose. Let me see that back again. Let me see that in slow motion again. I want to see a disoriented face that looks like it's been attacked by bees. Are you ready? Right there! Oh!
Is that even cool, by the way, to go ahead and punch after they separate you like that?
Oh, that referee, he's a big chicken, too. You got to go back and you got to punch him right back in the face. You know what I mean? You got to go, bang! You don't do that to me. You know, I'm the guy in charge of this fight here. You know, you're disrespecting me. You're disrespecting the sport. You know what I mean? And you go, bang, you hit him another one. And as a matter of fact, you're not the winner anymore. You know, this is the winner. Grab the other guy's hand, and that's the other fighter is the winner.
That's how you get boxing back.
Do you question who deserves the most blame for this?
All right, we love to come to gender reveals and then start blaming people for things. It's a weird thing, but we do it all the time. Let's see what we've got.
Oh, you can't take a pitch.
Oh, you can't take the pitch.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God. Look, what do you...
I mean, it's a boy.
All right, thank
It's
you,
a
Izzy.
boy all over that person's face.
Yes, and after, what's great is the joy that is revealed after the fury of anger for that pitch being that high. Because look at that dude's face. He ain't happy about what happened there.
The person to blame is whoever came up with gender reveal parties. I mean, it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of.
All right, can we see that again? I just want to see who the catcher was in this situation. And do we have a situation where now all you have is a stained blue house?
Hang on a second. If he's not supposed to take a pitch, why in the world do you have a catcher to begin with?
Okay, but I'm pretty sure, I mean, the catcher's, will you look at the catcher? Let's look at this again. The catcher's in pain. The catcher has a cloud of blue around his or her face. Look at the catcher's face. I mean, did that catch the catcher right in the face? I think it's the catcher's fault. No. The catcher's got to catch that and throw it back to the pitcher who's a little wild.
Do you want to see an after photo of the catcher?
Yes, let's see an after photo.
Yep.
Oh, there it is.
How difficult is that stuff to get out?
Evidently, it doesn't come out immediately.
By the way, he should hold up a sign that says, "Of course I didn't catch it. I was never expecting to catch anything. He was supposed to swing."
It wasn't supposed to hit me in the face. I wasn't supposed to be blue.
Highly questionable is broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. It is funny how money changed the situation. Miscommunication lead to complication. My freedom don't fit your equation. I was on the humble you on every station. Someone to play young papi like the dumb. But remember, not the game new under the sun. Everything you did has already been done. I know all the tricks from bricks to Winston. Oh, Winston Kingston.
Oh, he was a word away.
My son's TV show is brought to you by Domino's. Oh, yes, we did. Time to play the game that is not nervous at all about tonight's game. At all. Whatsoever. Did I sell it? Did I sell it? Did I sell it? Did I sell it? See or no?
He ran out of the sports bar on Saturday night at halftime. He was so scared. You tell us what to watch on TV tonight. We tell you if we're intrigued.
On NBC Sports Chicago, Orioles and White Sox.
Boppy, you want to see a fan eating 3 pounds of ice cream? 3 pounds of ice. Yes, he does. That open mouth right there suggests. Let's speed this up a little bit because it's going to take a minute.
Wow.
Yes, Boppy. 3 pounds of ice cream. Your dream.
I feel like you've done that before.
I don't know. That's a big helmet, too. And now, yes, of course, you got to slurp it down. My father's making sounds that are making me uncomfortable. He's still making them. I'd like that all to stop. Thank you. Izzy, are you intrigued?
No, but Dan, I do believe you are familiar with ordering all of your food out of a hat.
How about you, Poppy? Are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. But listen, what's the big deal? 3 pounds of ice cream, you know? In every Heat game, I ate more than 3 pounds. You know, I go here, I go there, chocolate, vanilla, Neapolitan, you know, strawberry, the whole bowl of wax. You know, I keep going back and hitting that. That's right, that ice cream fountain. You know, I don't tell your mother, though. You know, I said, no, I'm on a diet. I can have that. You know, I ate more than 3 pounds. That guy's a rookie. You know, he doesn't know how to eat ice cream.
Look, and he puts down his card because he knows he nailed the dismount.
Don't tell your mother.
I won't tell you.
I'm pretty sure she knows.
Tomorrow at 9:30 a.m., the Big South Baseball Tournament. High Point and number 7, Charleston Southern.
I mean, the answer is going to be no to this unless I tell you what if one of the teams has a warlock. Let's go to our library of warlocks here for Izzy. Let's see what we have it to compare against. There he is. Where did he go? This guy, number 80, thank you for the spot shadow. Gone. Where'd he go? Don't know. This guy right here. This doesn't. I don't even understand that. He should be a better receiver. This right here. Where'd the football go?
I mean,
okay, I don't know why that cheerleader's there. That was ridiculous.
what is she sitting on?
Nothing. That's the point. That is her Warlockian magic. This guy was pretty good here. What's our newest nominee? Let's see. Plays for Highland. Check out here at third base. High Point. Excuse me. I don't know why I made it Highland.
Still back. Track.
This is a home run. The Warlock's a home run hitter. And now...
First time in Panther history. High Point
Oh, all right. Whoa! Oh, where did he go? I mean, warlocks dissolve in water. That's amazing. I did not know that before that video. That is amazing. Izzy, are you intrigued?
How, as a nation, are we not freaking out about this? We have enough evidence of warlocks all across the country, even warlock footballs. Let's do something about this, please.
What an amazing turn of events. You're a happy warlock, you hit a home run, and then poof, you dissolve in the water. Poppy, are you intrigued?
See, I'm very intrigued. But what is the big deal about being a warlock? Watch this, you know?
Wow. It is pretty easy. I'm surprised he hid that from me for the first, 74 years of his life.
Where the hell did he go?
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
The smell of his breath is still here, though. Thanks for watching.
You only smell my breath?
No. You only smell my breath.